softly, keep on dreaming.
Hi guys, it is Drew here, and I'm really excited to do this video because it is my most requested video ever. Like, you guys don't understand how many comments I get on my last Instagram editing video, on my Instagram photos right now, on just DMs on every social channel I have, like personal emails. So many requests to do an updated Instagram editing video, and I am here today to do that for you guys. First thing, I'd love for you guys to follow my Instagram account if you don't already. I think you guys would really like it as well. I post a lot of lifestyle photos and I do some men's fashion, and it's just a lot of fun. It is IMDREW. You could probably see some of it scrolling over on the side over there, but that's sort of like the aesthetic I go for, or the feed I go for. I feel like that's just what I've been doing forever, and I don't plan on stopping it anytime soon. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy, because I'd love to know if you guys really do like Instagram videos. I can definitely make more. I've made a lot of them. I'll link all of them below that I've made about Instagram as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can do so by clicking on this button right here, and you can subscribe to my channel. It's free, you all know that. I post a few times a week, so you're gonna get some content from me a lot. I wanna thank you guys so much, and yeah. Okay guys, so we're on the home screen of my phone, and please disregard the 66,000 emails I haven't read. I'm not gonna discuss that. I just haven't even looked at them because I don't really want to. Let's just jump right into the applications that I use for these photos. So these are the three apps that I use. VSCO, FACETUNE, and Snapseed are the three that I use. So basically VSCO is what has all my filters in it. FACETUNE is what I use to whiten photos and like patchwork photos and do a few other tools on, which I'll show you guys. And then Snapseed is what I use to do additional whitening on photos as well. Now on top of these apps, these are just sort of like my last resort to do after I take the photo. I think taking the photo and the adjustments I'm gonna actually show you guys is probably the biggest tip you're gonna gain from this video. So let's just go directly to the camera right here. So the first thing, as you can see we're on the camera, is I take all of my photos in a square. So you can toggle it over to the square section. And another thing I do on every single one of my photos, if you guys like my feed, if you guys like my aesthetic, I click this button and I use the fade filter. On every photo, I use the fade filter because it just deepens your shadows and it just makes whites look more white and colors look a little bit more faded, which is exactly what it's called. Another tip is when you're taking photos, if you want blacks to be blacker, click on the screen and pull down the sun. I don't know if you knew this, I didn't know this until just a while ago, but it is such an incredible tip because sometimes blacks are really hard to photograph since they're so blown out, but you can actually pull it down and it makes your blacks intense, which is really nice. And all you have to do is just click anywhere and pull down the adjuster, and you can kind of see how it's working there. I do also want to mention you guys that if you click right here, there's actually a video I created all about taking Instagram photos, and I have so many tips and tricks on how to take an incredible Instagram photo, so watch this video that's on the screen right here. So I dropped these three pictures in my favorites, and they're gonna be the ones that I'm gonna be editing for this video. It's just a flat lay picture, an outfit photo, and this food shot. So this is an outfit, or this is a flat lay photo that I took already. This is unedited, completely unedited. As you can see, it's also turned sideways. I want it to be flipped the opposite direction. So what you can do after you take your photos, and this is with any picture that's in your guys' feed, you can actually click this edit button up here. So you just took your photo, you click the edit button, and it brings you to this editing screen, and you can actually tap these little circles down here, and you can put the other filters on it. So this is essentially what the photo would look like with no filter. And this is what it looks like with the fade filter. It just honestly enhances the blacks and enhances the whites and just makes things look a little bit more moody. The next thing I would do is just to convert the photo or flip it. So I'll just use that to flip it once, click done down here. It saves your photo, and there we go. So I actually really don't use VSCO anymore, you guys, which you guys might think is crazy, but I honestly, using the fade filter, you already get that filtered effect. So I'm not gonna double filter a photo. So if I was going to filter a picture, for example, the only filters I personally like to use are 04, which is this one right here, 04, and then HB2. And those are the only two filters I use. So if you're a VSCO user, those two filters are my go-to, HB2 and 04. The next thing I will do though is go to FACETUNE. So I'll open up FACETUNE, use maximum size, and here is the picture that we have. So as you can see, there's some gray up here. There's some different like tonal grays in here, and you can match that. But basically I use this whitening tool, and I'll zoom in. This is actually for teeth whitening. And this is just the greatest tip ever, because you could actually go over areas and just whiten them up. So I don't know if you can even tell the difference there, but I have already made it whiter. Go in, you could zoom in as far as you want. You could whiten as close to anything that you want to whiten. You can just whiten so much using this tool, and it's an amazing, amazing tool. I also sometimes run it over my grays because it pulls out any warm tones that are in it and makes the blacks look as black or as crisp as possible. So then this is before using the whitening tool, and this is after. I hope you guys can see the difference. It just makes the white a little bit more enhanced and a little bit brighter and cleaner. Then lastly, I go into Snapseed and I'll open that photo and I will use the selective tool. And this is also great if you want a lot of whiter background. You actually just click a spot that you want to whiten and you can increase the brightness of it. So as you can see, it just definitely changes how much brightness you get, and you can add an adjustment spot anywhere on the photo to brighten it up. Also do this on black as well. If you want to make the blacks a little bit more darker, you can really tone down the darkness, or you can bring it up and highlight it some. It's totally your option, but you can play around with the selective tools, and essentially what it does is it will mark off the area that it thinks is black, and you'll only be adjusting that part. So which is really nice for very selective adjustments. And when you're done with that, you just click save, and I like to save a copy down here because then it just saves a copy. Then going into Instagram and uploading this photo, these are my favorite tools ever. The Instagram editing tools are amazing. They're the best editing tools I've ever used. I use all of them. I use the brightness, and I'll just brighten up the photo a little bit. I'll maybe add some contrast to it. For warmth, I normally bring that down a little bit, and then saturation, I also bring down a few. I always bring the shadows down because it makes the blacks even blacker, and the highlights, if you bring them up, it makes the whites even whiter. And I always use the sharpen just a little bit on there, about 10, but that is a little bit more editing on there. So I'm in the FACETUNE app again, and I'm on an outfit picture. Now this outfit photo was particularly taken with my camera, but as you can see, the background is a little bit yellow. It's not as white as it could be. So I'm gonna show you guys how much this teeth whitening tool actually whitens, and you just literally run it across anything that you want to be whiter. And zoom in as much as needed to really just go around what you're needing to whiten. Do you see that yellow back there? Yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, white. Like it just pulls all of those yellow colors out, and it makes your feet so pretty and white. But then I just use the Instagram tools, and I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit. And this is all trial and error, you guys. Like, add whatever you want, take away whatever you want. I like to add a lot of shadow because, as you can see, it just intensifies those blacks, and I think it just looks really nice. So I'll bring it down probably about there. And I'll add some sharpness to the picture, and that is honestly ready to post. So I'm in Instagram right now, and the reason that I didn't do anything to this photo prior is I already took it and I used the fade filter, but it's a dark hued photo. It's not like a white photo, which is why I wouldn't put it through the FACETUNE app to whiten it. I would just essentially edit this one completely on the Instagram editing tools. So for this one, I would probably bring the brightness down to intensify some of the color, bring up the contrast some, and then I would bring down the saturation a little bit, and then I'd bring down the shadows a lot, which is what makes those darks look really dark. And then I would bring up the highlights some. And recently on dark photos, I've really been loving adding a vignette to it. So I use the vignette tool, and I'll just add the vignette to the photo, and I'll add about that much to it, and then I'll use a little bit of sharpening, and look at how like good that looks in comparison to the last. And that's just the Instagram editing tools, you guys. They are so amazing. So use them, play around with them, see what you can do with them. They're great. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I hope you did enjoy. And if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. I'd love for you to thumbs up this video. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at IMDREW. That's also my Twitter and Snapchat if you want to follow me on there as well. You can subscribe to my channel for more videos. And thank you guys so much again for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll catch you on my next one. Bye guys.